Good afternoon. The time now is 6:03. I'd like to start with a closed session. Today is June 25th, 2024. Meeting called to order. Please take a roll call.
Mayor Nguyen,
I'm here.
Vice Mayor Ho,
I'm here.
Councilwoman Fan West, Councilmember Monzo,
I'm here.
Councilmember Nguyen. Mayor, you have a quorum with Councilwoman Fan West and Councilmember Nguyen absent.
Thank you very much. Right at this time, I ask you to stand and we do the Pledge of Allegiance. Please follow me. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, we have a quorum today, right? Although today's meeting is, we'll have two parts. The first part is for closed session, and the second part is for the open session. Open session is going to be at 8. The first part for closed session is going to be start at 6 o'clock. Let us be clear on this. I called for the open session to be added to the agenda a few days ago, but staff was the one who coordinated the closed session, I think a while ago, and I just added to the special meeting that we already established. So it's not it's not at the last moment. If you say at the last minute, the last minute is going to be open session. The closed session is already scheduled.
That's correct.
So staff, my understanding is that you always try to work with every council's schedule when setting for a special meeting. I do not see the full council here today. So are they being late, or are they not coming, or did they give you any reason as why they are not here today?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Yes, I apologize that we don't have the full council here. Staff did reach out to the members of the council in early June, I believe around the 4th or so of June. And at that time, 4 council members did confirm that they would be in attendance tonight for the closed session, and only one had declined. We had one council member who declined, who yesterday at the last minute told us that that they would not be making it.
Well, you mentioned in June, we're still in June, so can you tell us when in June that you're trying to schedule for a special meeting?
This was confirmed, I believe, June 4th. We scheduled this special meeting on June 4th, and it was to coordinate. We have special legal counsel for tonight who's in attendance, who could not make our normal Wednesday meetings, so we made an effort to make sure that all the council members.
Yeah, the reason I asked that is because I know that you give the ample times for the council to decide, and I am very surprised that we have only 3 at the meeting today. So that's why I ask. Just want to be clear, and you know, staff have done what they can to coordinate to have this meeting. So at this time, I would like to open up for.
Mayor?
Yes.
May I ask
Yes.
City Manager a question? Who
Sure.
was the person who called and canceled the last minute?
So Councilwoman Fan West let us know yesterday afternoon that she would not be able to make the meeting today.
I see. Thank you. Whereas,
Councilmember Nguyen had stated his lack of availability for this day in advance, so we knew that he would not be able to make it.
did she give a reason why she canceled the last minute?
No, she said it was last minute.
Well, I would say that it's important enough for staff to schedule for special meeting, and it's important for all the council members, or at least the majority of council members, to be at the meeting so that we can discuss into to resolve whatever the problem is, which is on the agenda for today, but unfortunately, we have to move on. All right, thank you very much. And at this time, I would like to open up for oral communication for closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. We have two speakers. First is Michael Varengia, followed by Terry Raines.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. Every time I see one of these on an agenda about possible upcoming litigation, I always get a little nervous, being that we live in the most litigious end of the state, in the most litigious state in the entire country. There's always that worry that people will try to score money off of cities, counties, or even the state if they're able to do it, simply because they know how the system works. So I always get a little concerned about it. I hope it's nothing that's going to come back and bite the city in the backside, so to speak. But seeing only 3 members of the council here, and I understand if somebody had prior engagements and they were not able to attend, as our city manager was talking about. But when you have a closed session like this and what the topic is, and you cancel it the last minute, unless it's something really serious that you have a personal issue, you're deathly ill, your kids are deathly ill, your husband, your wife, whatever it happens to be, it behooves you to show up for the meeting, because you're supposed to be taking care of city business and you're supposed to show a concern for the residents of this city. And unfortunately, I think over the last couple of years we've been in here and you've seen me stand up here flapping my gums. It's sad that unfortunately it's not always taken that seriously. So hopefully as you go into your closed session that this isn't something catastrophic that's really going to injure this city. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our final speaker is Terry Raines.
Hello, the agenda cites Government Code 549-56-9D2. A point has been reached where, in the opinion of the legislative body of the local agency on the advice of legal counsel, based on existing facts and circumstances, there is significant exposure to litigation against the local agency. 549-56-9E states, for purposes of paragraphs 2 and 3 of subdivision D, existing facts and circumstances shall consist only of one of the following. City Attorney Bettenhausen, I hereby request a more accurate agenda description for both cases pursuant to this section to include one of the 5 existing facts and circumstances per allowable sections. 1, facts and circumstances that might result in litigation against the local agency, but which the local agency believes are not, the plaintiffs are not yet, are not yet known to the plaintiff, potential plaintiff or plaintiffs, which facts and circumstances need not be disclosed. But 2, facts and circumstances, including but not limited to an accident, disaster, incident, or transactional occurrence might result in litigation against the agency and that are known to a potential plaintiff or plaintiffs, which facts or circumstances shall be publicly stated on the agenda or announced. I hereby request disclosure of the facts and circumstances pursuant to this section, if applicable, for both potential litigation cases. 3, the receipt of a claim pursuant to Government Claims Act, Division 3-6, commencing with Section 810 of Title I of the Government Code, or some other written communication from a potential plaintiff threatening litigation, which claim or communication shall be available for public inspection pursuant to Section 549-57-5. So I hereby request to inspect the claim filed pursuant to this section, if applicable, for both potential cases. 4, a statement made by a person in an open and public meeting threatening litigation on a specific matter within the responsibility of the legislative body. I hereby request disclosure of the statement that was made in an open and public meeting pursuant to this section, if applicable. 5, a statement threatening litigation made by a person outside an open and public meeting on a specific matter matter within the responsibility of the legislative body, so long as the official or employee of the local agency receiving knowledge of the threat makes a contemporaneous or other record of the statement prior to the meeting, which record shall be available for public inspection pursuant to Section 549-57-5. So I hereby request disclosure of the record or statement made pursuant to this section, if applicable, for both cases. City Attorney, please advise which of the 5 sections mentioned above apply to each case and disclose the facts and circumstances accordingly and for all cases going forward. For fun, a few potential plaintiffs, Anderley, Noki, Terry Raines, Mayor Nguyen, Vice Mayor Ho, Councilmember Manzo, City Manager Corden, other city staff, and/or members of the police department, all because of Amy Fan West. Thank you.
Mayor, we have no further speakers.
Yeah, before I recess for closed session, I just want to mention again, did you say that Councilmember Amy Van West is the one who just said that she can't make it today, right? Did I hear that right?
That is correct. She sent
Okay.
it, yeah, she let staff know
Well, I just
yesterday,
got,
yes.
not too long ago before the meeting, I got the announcement, press release from her saying that I call for this meeting, for this meeting is not appropriate and it's not the right thing to do, and so on. It's a long letter. I haven't got a chance to read all of them, but I read part of that already. So I don't know why she have time to come up with these kind of press release, and she doesn't have time to attend the meeting. So anyway, with that, I would like to recess for closed session. Would you please go ahead and mention the item that we are going to talk into closed session?
Thank you, Mayor. The City Council will recess to a closed session for the following purpose: conference with legal counsel pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D2, potential litigation, number of cases 2.
All right, thank you very much. Recess for closed session. Good evening. The time now is 8:12. On June 25th, 2024, I would like to reconvene the City Council successor agency to the Westminster Redevelopment Agency meeting. Call to order, please. Roll call.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Nguyen.
I'm here.
Vice Mayor Ho.
Here.
Councilwoman Fan West. Councilmember Monzo.
Here.
Councilmember Nguyen. Mayor, you have a quorum with Councilwoman Fan West and Councilmember Nguyen absent.
Thank you very much. Salute to the flag will be Councilmember Menzo and invocation by Vice Mayor Ho. Please stand.
Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing and bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we pray tonight to whatever source we turn to for strength. We pray that as leaders of our community, we might have the insights and courage to serve the citizens of Westminster with wisdom and truth. We ask for your guidance in making decisions that affect our community, ensuring that decisions made this evening are in the best interest of our city and its citizens. Amen.
Amen. Thanks to Vice Mayor Ho and also Councilmember Menzo for both salute to the flag and invocation. Before we open up for oral communication, let me go ahead and clarify some of the things that might confuse or you might want to know. So, ladies and gentlemen and members of the community, the reason for me to call to revisit item 5.2 on June 12th meeting is because I feel obligated to the suggestion that I proposed at the last meeting. And I wanted to thank the Vice Mayor and also Councilmember Menzo for agreeing with me to extend the decision, bring back the resolution by the first meeting on which is September 11th. With the condition, you know what the condition already, that Councilmember West's acknowledgement of all the mishap and correct herself during the 3 months period. So having convinced both of you to take my proposal at the last meeting, I took full responsibility to work with her and hope that for the better of her. Though it seemed to me that this condition was not followed by Council West, and thus I got emails and complaints from councils and the members of the public. I now want to call this meeting. This meeting I call, not the three council members. It's me. I now call this meeting to bring it forward to further considerations. And because I got the complaints from the council members, so I would like to defer this item to later on for the mayor for Vice Mayor to talk about it. But before we go into that, I'd like to ask City Attorney for closed session report, please.
Yes, thank you. There's 2 items on the closed session. We had a discussion. There was direction provided. There's nothing to report there.
All right, thank you very much. So at this time, I would like to open for oral communication on agenda items only. And agenda item today is revisit the agenda item number 5.2 from the June 12, 2024 regular City Council meeting, request for a resolution of censure based on action of Councilwoman Amy Fan West, District 1. So go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the time of the meeting that members of the public may address the City Council regarding any items on the agenda. Unless otherwise extended by a majority vote of the City Council, comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Any person wishing to address the City Council in person should complete a green speaker slip that is provided at the entrance to the council chambers and submit the card to the city clerk. When your name is called, please step to the podium at that time, state your name and city of residence for the record. Our first speaker is Devora Mariscal, followed by Michael Varengia.
Good evening, Devorah Mariskill, Westminster since 2000. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, to our great police department, city clerks, and also to our 2 council members who were too much of cowards to show up tonight. Mayor, I am here to completely support you, to support our council member Manzo and Vice Mayor Ho in proceeding with this, not only with the censure, but also with the sanction. Leopards don't change their spots, and I see no change in Councilmember West's behavior, and I encourage you not to wait until September. Do it now. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Michael Varengia, followed by Roger Mindrum.
Thank you. Obviously, I'm here to talk about the only agenda item. I don't know what you're going to decide, folks, but not even 24 hours after our last meeting, and I was one of those people who sat through the entire thing till I was ready to fall asleep, but not even 24 hours later, Ms. West decided to go on Mr. Wynn's YouTube channel and badmouth the 3 of you, which, and I told my wife, I said, this is ridiculous. She was just called on the carpet for her behavior and the things that she's said and done, not only to the council members, but to the members of the public. This woman is either not going to change, or she literally is incapable of changing. And I don't know if it's because of her narcissistic personality or whether it's actually something else going on in her brain. I honestly cannot understand. When I was a kid, if I stepped out of line, and my family's Italian, so my dad was the boss of the house. You didn't disagree with the boss. If you were given direction not to do something, by God, you better not do it, because that was the only way you set limits to your children. Those of you who have kids up here, you know what I'm talking about. Obviously, this woman cannot understand what limits are and insists on staying the course, don't give up the ship, we're just going to go down with the ship, which means that she's going to sink the city of Westminster. Now I find out, looking on Facebook, she sends out a press release doing the same thing to the 3 of you again, only this time it's a press release. Mayor, this can't go till September. I'm asking you to stop this now. I don't know what your schedule is. I don't know if you're going to have to wait till August, because I don't think you have meetings in July because of summer. But please, you have got to stop this. This is almost like a country where you have a leadership that would just as soon destroy their own country than admit what they were doing was wrong. It's the same exact situation. She is not going to change, and it really is sad for me. I was hoping that maybe she'd finally get it through her thick skull that she can't do this stuff. She cannot be this. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Roger Mindrum, followed by Tim Hogan.
Good evening, Roger Mindrum, resident of Westminster. The agenda only says revisit 5.2 from the last meeting from June 12th. I can only assume that this is to discuss what happened after that meeting in the days and the week after that meeting. Mayor Wynn, I applaud you for the character that you've shown at the last meeting, giving her a chance, and the words that you spoke about everything really showed that you were giving more than we all. I mean, you've all experienced her also, but it showed that you're really giving her the chance to change. And the fact is, even the words, the conversations that you had regarding her acknowledging. She can acknowledge, but yeah, if you go back and listen to that last part of the meeting, she was acknowledging, but she never admitted any wrongdoing. How many times through that meeting that she said, this is normal? Is it illegal? This is normal. It's not illegal. Everything that she says, she's never admitted that she's done anything wrong. So many of us in the community knew this would be blowing up. So hopefully tonight, this meeting is for moving up the censure to happen sooner than September 11th, as you gave her that rope, basically, to hang herself, and we knew she would. But at another point, for anybody else listening, the community just wants professionalism and respect. We don't expect people to get along and agree with each other. That's not really democracy. You need division for things to be worked out. But being professional and respectful, and Amy West has done nothing but be disrespectful and be a cancer on the city. So whatever you're doing tonight, hopefully it's swifter action than you gave her. And that's about it. I'll give my minute back. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Tim Hogan, followed by Kim Springer.
Children in District 1 don't wish to play in a rodent toilet. Bear with me, Mr. Mayor. This has everything to do with the agenda item. The toilet has a name, Margie Rice Park, and the vermin which use it as a toilet are the countless ground squirrels which are destroying this park. They've destabilized the land, undermined the new playmat, destroyed the irrigation lines. People are getting hurt, tripping on holes, stumbling on the sagging mat. We need help in District 1. A park as a toilet for vermin is but one of many troubles. Ask around. It seems everyone has 1 or 6 or 9 special complaints. Street sweeping schedules are all out of whack, and enforcement, while spotty at best, is sometimes cruel in its erratic use. I hear this complaint from neighborhoods throughout the district.
Sir, are you talking the agenda item today, or you're talking something else?
It is specifically about this, sir. I said that at the second sentence.
Okay.
Please bear with me.
Just want to make sure.
Okay, yeah, it goes around because she goes around. Many complain about the condition of the medians and parkways, the weeds and trash that dot the land. Residents wonder when or even if the facade and parking lots of the commercial properties will ever be refurbished. We can be cited for weeds, but slumlords can lease dumps with impunity. Are all or any of these problems solvable? Maybe so, maybe no. We'd only know if we had a representative on the council for District 1. Sadly, we do not. Harsh words, but justified. Consider the attempt by University Tract residents to get help at Bolsa Chica Park. There were broken irrigation boxes, holes dug by teenagers to create e-bike ramps, a deteriorating pavilion, and missing picnic tables. Despite multiple efforts to engage with Ms. West, in the opinion of the residents, it seems she wanted to be elsewhere and didn't have time for their concerns. Therein lies the crux of most complaints against her. She doesn't take time for the residents or their concerns. Even the simplest of efforts is scorned. She couldn't be bothered to attend the Indian Village 4th of July parade, despite living less than 3 blocks away. Or my favorite, when asked what can be done about businesses which don't collect sales tax, she explained on 2 separate occasions how the city council voted to allow stores to do business in cash back in the 90s. The 1990s, not 1793, when we coined money. She could not clarify how or why this excused not collecting sales tax. She's called this nation, and by inference this council, a banana republic because we have a functioning judicial system. She accused our police of collusion with criminals. She believes staff guilty of favoritism and bribery. And if her husband is to be believed, she considers her position on this council and her service to this community, such as it is, to be nothing more than chump change. Is it any surprise the only people she can get to defend her come from outside this city? Do us all a favor, Mr. Mayor. Let's skip over censure and move straight to expulsion. It's time to flush our troubles away.
Our next speaker is Kim Springer, followed by Nguyen Hung.
Good afternoon. I just want to say thank you to all of you. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate everything that you're doing for us in Westminster. My name is Kim Springer. I've lived in Westminster for the past 34 years, and I'm in District 1. Mayor, I really appreciated how you went through all 20 allegations and ultimately agreeing on 17 of them and only having 3 no comments. To me, that spoke volumes because it's the truth. You actually saw it. You understood what we have all felt. Since the last meeting, I've listened to videos where she's still talking about council members and basically how she's a victim. Interesting that one of those videos was on Namquan's YouTube channel. I was so surprised. Also, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Bolsa TV had a person on that said Amy was going to run for another office higher up. And she feels like this, which council position, is just chump change. She's way overworked and underpaid. I'm not sure why she even ran for this position. What I really wish is that the people of Westminster would listen directly to council meetings, not listen to these YouTubes and everything, and actually listen to these meetings to see what really happens. You've got Channel 3, you've got the YouTube will do the meetings live. People need to hear what really happens here. And if they did, I think they would have a totally different understanding of what truly happens in our city. Again, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you so much. Please do what's right and shut her down now. September 11th is a special day. It's not for something like this. Do it now, please. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Nguyen Hung, followed by Jessica Losnu.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, trước hết, tôi muốn biết thành phố định nghĩa thế nào là censure. Trong quá khứ, Hội đồng nghị viên năm 2021 cũng đã từng cảnh cáo thị trưởng Tạ Đức Chí và Phó thị trưởng Charlie Chi Nguyễn. Khi đó tôi không có ý kiến thuận hay chống, nhưng rõ ràng cũng là một bất công vì quyết định nằm trong sự suy diễn bởi áp lực của đa số 3/2 ngày 22 tháng 9. Sau đó tôi được biết gần đây cũng đã lợi dụng đa số áp đảo 3/2 thành phố đã tha thứ cho lệnh cảnh cáo này. Tuần trước tôi rất ngạc nhiên khi đọc được bản cáo trạng dài 20 điểm tố cáo nghị viên Amy Van West do nghị viên Kimberly Hồ soạn thảo và đã được đồng tình bởi thị trưởng Charlie Nguyễn và nghị viên Carlos Manzo. Hôm nay tôi chỉ muốn giúp quý vị giải quyết một vấn đề ôn hòa của tôi như sau. Tôi đồng ý với đề nghị mà nghị viên Nam Quan Nguyễn đã đưa ra trong phiên họp kỳ trước. Nghị viên Amy Van West phải xin lỗi và nói chuyện cảm thông với các đồng nghị viện đã va chạm trong quá khứ, đồng thời kiểm điểm lại những lời tố cáo để sửa đổi lại cái thái độ cho tốt đẹp hơn. Vấn đề vi phạm luật lệ của thành phố như đậu xe ARV bất hợp pháp, hợp lệ thì đó chuyện đó sẽ cảnh sát giải quyết, không phải nặng nề đến cần phải truất phế nghị viên Amy Van West. Theo tra cứu của tôi thì chiếu điều 1, điều 5 mục 5 của Hiến pháp Hoa Kỳ thì quy định rằng mỗi viện của Quốc hội có thể xác định được quy tắc tố tụng của mình, trừng phạt các thành viên của mình và hành vi hỗn loạn với sự đồng thuận của các 2/3 trục xuất một thành viên. Thì tôi nhường cho bà này dịch ra tiếng Mỹ, sau đó thì tôi sẽ tiếp tục vào. I'm very happy today you will have nghị quyết về khiển trách. It means regulation for censure. I hope it should be good. Okay, could you read from?
I don't know if I can talk as fast as he did. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to know how the city defines censure. In the past, the 2021 Council Board also warned Mayor Cha Duc-Tri and Vice Mayor Chi Charlie Nguyen. At that time, I did not have an opinion in favor or against, but it was clearly an injustice because the decision was based on the inference of the pressure of the 3-2 majority on September 22nd. Lastly, I learned that recently, Westminster Council Board, again taking advantage of the overwhelming 3-2 majority, the city also forgave this warning order. Last week, I was surprised to read the 20-point indictment against Councilwoman Amy Van West, drafted by Councilwoman Kimberly Ho and agreed to by Mayor Chi Charlie Nguyen and Councilman Carlos Manuel. Carlos Manzo. Today, I just want to assist you with my conciliatory proposal as follows. I agree with the proposal that Councilman Nam Kwan Wen made in the previous session. Quote, Councilwoman Amy West apologizes and speaks symptomatically to her colleagues who have had past conflicts. At the same time, review the accusations to change her attitude for the better, unquote. The issue of violating city laws, such as illegal parking and RV, is not something serious, concerning that the police can handle seriously enough to, quote, issue sanctions removing Councilwoman West from intergovernmental boards, unquote. According to my research, Article 1, Section 5 of the U.S. Constitution provides that, quote, each House of Congress may determine the rules of its proceedings, punish its members for disorderly behavior, and with the concurrence of 2/3 expel a member, unquote. Among the ways in which the Senate has disciplined its members is censure, sometimes referred to as condemnation or denouncement. Censure is a formal statement of disapproval in the form of a resolution that is adopted by majority vote. The term censure is not found in the Constitution, and the word does not have to appear in the resolution. A censure does not remove a senator from office, nor does it deny a senator his or her rights or privileges. Since 1789, the Senate has censured 9 of its members for conduct that senators determined to be inappropriate or detrimental to the Senate. In order of censure as public and as a formal and public act intended to convey that the person concerned has been guilty of some blameworthy act or omission for which it has been found necessary to award him a formal punishment, and nothing can amount to a censure unless it is intended to be such a formal punishment. And while censure, sometimes referred to as condemnation or denouncement, is less severe than expulsion, in that it does not remove a senator from office, it is nevertheless a formal statement of disapproval that can have a powerful psychological effect on a member and on that member's relationship in the Senate. A censure is a formal and public act intended to convey that the person concerned has committed some reprehensible act or omission of which it is deemed necessary to impose a formal penalty, and nothing can be considered a censure unless it is considered a formal penalty. And a censure is an expression of strong disapproval or severe criticism. In parliamentary procedure, it is a major motion that can be debated and passed by a majority vote. Some common synonyms for censure are condemn, criticize, denounce, reprimand, and protest. While all of these words mean to publicly find fault, censure carries a strong suggestion of authority and blame. I'm very sorry to blame about the last meeting. You spent so much time arguing just because of prejudice and revenge. How much money did the city spend on police staff for the last meeting? It was our tax money. Thank you for allowing me to speak and listening to my heartfelt words of consolation. Let there be peace and no war.
Wow, I did it. Our next speaker is Jessica Lostanow, followed by Tammy Hamill.
Good evening, Jessica Lostanow. I was very happy at the end of the last meeting. I was tired, but I was very happy. I thought that the decision to give Amy West an opportunity to work with the mayor was a great compromise. It showed a lot of wisdom on the mayor's behalf, and it also showed a lot of grace for Vice Mayor Ho and Councilmember Monzo to go ahead and compromise and give Councilmember West that opportunity. I was very proud of her for showing humility and the wisdom to take Mayor Nguyen up on that offer. That happiness didn't last very long. A few short days later, somebody showed me what she had shared on social media, and I was unfortunately very disappointed because this is my representative. So even though I had to get up very early this morning and I had to fly halfway across the U.S., I wanted to make sure that I was here tonight so I could see what she had to say and see what unfolded. I didn't plan on speaking, but I was very surprised when, even though I got up at 4 o'clock this morning, flew for 8 hours, made sure I was here, my representative is not here. So I was very disappointed by that. And this makes me uncomfortable. And if I'm going to do the hard thing and be uncomfortable to say these words, I'd like my representative to also do the hard thing, even if it makes that person uncomfortable, because that's my representative. I'm going to say that my representative has a lot of assets, a lot of energy, and has collaborated with me and spoken with me on many occasions, and I'm very happy with that. But I'm very disappointed in what's happened in the last 2 weeks, and for those reasons, I'm asking you to move forward with the censure. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is Tammy Hamill, followed by Debbie Schwabel.
Good evening. Tammy Hamill, Westminster resident, District 1. I agree with pretty much everything everyone said. They brought up really great points. And again, you see who's here. None of her church people that she invited last time to speak for her. They know it's the regulars that are coming, that regularly come from Westminster, from her district, that are speaking as usual. I, too, have really appreciated what you did last time. You went item by item. You had your experience with it, and whether it was true, false, or you did not know. And I really did appreciate what you did, because I, too, felt it was very honest. I think a lot of her supporters probably got an earful of how she's actually been. They clearly don't know, because they're not watching the videos, they're not coming to the meetings. I don't think they had any idea. I hope they know now. That is who she is. She's continuing to prove that is who she is. She is not changing. Kimberly said it best. She is a liability to this city. She is a detriment to staff. Is it going to take us maybe losing staff that she keeps pushing all of her stuff on to also get her gone? That's the ultimate goal. She needs to go. Whatever the process is, she is not changing. I feel like she's going to take this opportunity, which she's already started, to go on the 3-month victim tour. Feel sorry for me, pity me, they're picking on me. I watched only part of the Namquan video that she had on his YouTube channel. And one of the things I noticed that he said was, at the very beginning, oh, that meeting was really too long. A lot of you are so elderly. You don't speak really good English. You won't understand it. Basically, let us tell you what happened. That's what they're doing. They're putting out misinformation. They're putting out what they want people to know. And that was right off the bat. That was what, within a couple days after that meeting, where she played the victim. Again, yeah, is it illegal? It's all normal. Her husband out there saying this position is chump change. Those are her real feelings. She needs to be stopped. She needs to be removed from her committees. I don't have time to read. I was going to read her press release that Terry was reading. Even tonight, about an hour and a half ago, she put out that press release. This is a waste of taxpayer money, staff time. Accusation is admission. That is what she has continually done for a year and a half. Waste everything. People's time, our money, and she will continue to do it until she is absolutely stopped. I really hope that you just put it into place now, and then just move on with whatever else needs to be done to get her out of that seat. She doesn't deserve it. She clearly doesn't want it. And clearly, we don't want her here. We need someone who's actually going to represent us. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Debbie Schwabel, followed by Ronnie Geyer.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. My name is Debbie Schwabel, and I am an 18-year resident of Westminster. I attended the last council meeting until close to 11 p.m. I had to leave because I had to go to work early the next morning, and I assume many others needed as well. Even the kind police officer at the door who watched me get into my car mentioned he had to be back at his job at 6:30 a.m. the next morning. I was able to watch the rest of the meeting the next day with some 4+ hours of it later. Thank you to the mayor for your gracious offer to counsel with Ms. Van West. I appreciated that, and I appreciated the thought that went into that decision. If this meeting does concern the possible censure of Ms. Amy Van West, I would like to express my opinion on the matter for the record. I do not live in District 1. It has some beautiful homes and road beautification. It has some wonderful people, and a few of my very good friends live there too. However, it is also the district that is represented by Ms. Van West. Although I do not live there, I am still a resident of Westminster, and Ms. Van West is a representative of the city and me also. As a resident of Westminster, I am embarrassed by her behavior as she sits on in council meetings. Ms. Van West may have been given many kudos for her service and behaviors outside of council chambers through service organizations or her church. None of these accolades hold any meaning to me. What I am basing my What I base my opinion on is her performances inside the building where she is supposed to represent a portion of the city and Westminster in general. Ms. Van West has been labeled as rude, demeaning to residents and other council members, narcissistic, sarcastic, derogatory, insulting, a liar, and any other negative word you could imagine to use to describe her ugly behavior. I'm tired of the circus atmosphere that has become the normal for Westminster City Council meetings. I'm tired of listening to bickering and useless speeches about things that do not solve the major problems of our city. I'm tired of Ms. Van West deliberately ignoring the residents who take the time to express their concerns for the city. Her actions are obviously, to me, an audition for a run for a higher elected office, and she does not seem the slightest bit concerned with making our city a better place to live unless it behooves her. I do not know what this special meeting is to accomplish, but I sincerely hope it is to move ahead with the request to censure Ms. Van West and stop her from publicly representing Westminster and me personally. She is not representing me as a resident along with many others. Make an example of her that the residents, mayor, and other council members will not sit idly by and watch ill-behaved politicians have a voice. In closing, I would ask the mayor and council to please censure Ms. Van West effective immediately and not wait until September 11th to stop the disgrace she has brought to our city and allow Westminster to start to heal. Thank you for your consideration.
Our next speaker is Ronnie Geyer, followed by Terry Raines as our final speaker.
Good evening, I'm Ronnie Geyer. I live in Chino Hills. The city council there is like with each other. I mean, it's just really wonderful. They work together without any true arguments. They come to what a good solution is, and then they vote. And the thing that they were talking about is in the past because they will move forward just wonderfully, wonderfully. In fact, this Chino Hills City Council has a reputation for that. I'm at these city council meetings because I'm retired from the state legislature as representing Assemblyman Van Tran for 6 years, right here. And it was, I'll tell you, I got to be in with the Vietnamese for 6 years and then 2 years more after that. And I am talking about the issue tonight. I bring it to your attention because I love it here. And I was very shocked when I was at city councils 2 times ago and stuff like that, where all of this bombing back and forth was going on. It was a shock to me. And then the 3:30 in the morning was even a bigger shock. It took an adjustment for me. It really did. But I got to know a little bit about her and her family and her husband. When I was finished with the way we brought justice to that movie star, Honda, or Jane Fonda, it wouldn't have happened if you had worked fast, if she had worked fast, if we had all worked together, which we did, and we got the answer we wanted, which was to change that important date away from the 30th of that month to the 8th. And that was all working together. And there's no reason why it shouldn't be working together with the same people, because you did a fine thing. I waited 58 years for that because I was in the first major battles of the Vietnam War. The movie We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson. I was a radio man to the Mel Gibson character, Hal Moore. So I got to see everything up close and personal. This is where I grew up, thinking I was going to grow up to be a good Mouseketeer in the Mickey Mouse Club like Disney always wanted. Oh, hi there, Mouseketeers. Hi there, Mickey. That's all I did for a long period of time. But in the Valley of Death, carrying our dead and wounded from helicopter to helicopter, I was stunned to see that there really is one. Boy, there really is such a thing as hate in this world. There really, truly is. Later on, more bodies come through to me. Wow, there really is such a thing as hate in this world. Wow. Thirdly, boy, there really are people out there in this world, and I was talking about the enemy, who love to kill. Take care.
Our final speaker is Terry Raines.
I Item 2, revisit the June 12th vote regarding censuring Amy Fan West. Mayor Nguyen, I really hope that you called this meeting to propose bringing back the resolution sooner, August 14th versus September 11th. Instead of repenting like a true Christian, West jumped right back onto Vietnamese media after the last meeting, slamming and slandering Mayor Nguyen, council members, city staff, and residents. But she wasn't alone. On June 18th, Nam Quan live streamed a 2-hour, 20-minute video of him and Amy on his YouTube channel where they both spewed lies and attacked every one of you. This content was official city business not found anywhere else, and as such, case law dictates that Nam Quan cannot censor or hide critical comments, but he did. They focused mostly on the original June 12th report, not the late communications or additional items. Mayor Nguyen, Charlie, I can only imagine how all of this makes you feel, like you've been punched in the gut by 2 new city council members that you mentored and helped get elected. Amy's scripted supporters who spoke and sent emails last time didn't even live in Westminster and have never set foot inside these chambers before. Those present saw a glimpse of Amy's abhorrent behavior when she questioned a nervous first-time speaker, one of our beloved seniors, from the dais, demanding to know if she wrote her own comments because, quote, they sounded like Terry Rain. That's Amy on her best behavior. The 17-page RV abuse of power complaint filed by 75 residents cannot be ignored. It's getting traction on Vietnamese media now. West thinks she's above the law. She continues to post inflammatory content on her social media pages, illegally hides critical comments on her official page, and blocks residents from commenting on other pages when she discusses city business. All of her social media pages have the upside-down U.S. flag as the profile pic with her molested city logo right next to it on her official page, a violation of U.S. Flag Code 8A, an insult to our brave veterans, and a stain on our city's reputation. Penal Code 148.5, filed a false police report, Civil Codes 45, libel, and 46, slander, continues to make false written and spoken statements damaging the reputation of others. Penal Code 118, perjury, knowingly provided false testimony. Penal Code 602.8, trespassed on a construction site, WMC 104450, illegally stores business asset RVs on our streets. Vehicle Code 5200, no front license plate, WMC 12020, unlawfully used and molested the city logo. Penal Code 1214.1, multiple unpaid parking tickets. Vehicle Code 40202F, under no circumstances shall a personal relationship with any officer, public official, or law enforcement agent be grounds for cancellation of a parking citation, but that is exactly what happened on November 1st, 2023, and numerous violations of the Brown Act and California Public Records Act. Mayor Nguyen, I know you were trying to be fair, and we all respect you for that by delaying the resolution, but it backfired. Give a narcissist an inch and you'll take 10,000 miles. Given how much damage Amy is doing to our city and to your reputation as mayor, I implore you to bring back and approve the resolution of censure for August 14th and to sanction Amy, remove her from all intergovernment boards and internal ad hoc committees for the remainder of her term. And hello, Amy, because I know you're watching at home.
The city clerk said they should be back here, and the city manager said they should be back here, and I asked her for a copy, and she's like, oh, I see. So there's something, they're all supposed to be right here.
Mayor, we have no further speakers.
All right, thank you very much. Before I recognize Vice Mayor Hall and Councilmember Menso, I'd like to have a few words. First of all, I can't thank you enough for most of you, if not all, stay until the last minute of the last meeting. It's last until 3 or almost 4 o'clock in the morning. That tell me what? That tell me that you care. You care for the community. You care for the city, and you are here to listen to the deliberation as well as the decision that the council made. So I'll applaud you for that and thank you for that. Second, I do agree with you. I do agree with you that I have tried to work with, giving her a chance so that we can work together. But what happened right after, it is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And along with the emails and meeting with me from the residents and also from the councils, I understand you are concerning what's happening next. And that's the reason why I called this meeting. And let me be clear with you, this meeting, this special meeting already in place for another item, for another closed session item. So this is just addition to, it's not, we are not calling this meeting for this alone. But I think this is the opportunity for us to go ahead and reconsider this. Because I agree with you, she's not going to change. She's not going to change. And extend it to the period that we want to give it to her, I don't think it's any good for us. So at this point here, I'd like to open up for Vice Mayor Ho to start with this.
I believe we spent 5 hours just at the last meeting. I'm so sorry that we have to spend more time on this, but I agree with all of you, everything you said tonight. You said it very eloquently, and I think it's really, we really don't need to discuss.
Vice Mayor Ho, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we lost our
We need to
quorum.
pause. We've lost our quorum.
Oh,
Yeah, can we take just a 5-minute?
sure.
recess?
Let's take a 5-minute recess. Thank you.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize. Okay, sorry. Okay, now we. So.
Did we lose somebody else?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please take a roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor. We're calling roll from our recess break. I'll go ahead. Mayor Nguyen.
I'm here.
Vice Mayor Ho.
Here.
Councilmember Monzo.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much.
I think we'd like to wait
my
for our-
apology. My apology for.
Mayor, we'd like to wait for our city attorney to return
Okay.
his seat.
Sure.
He's here.
So, yes, thank you. Okay, so I was going to pose a question to Ms. Corden, our city manager. I want to know, maybe our city clerk might know, when and what time did Ms. Emma Fan West cancel her appearance tonight? You probably caught that
I'm going to defer
question.
that to our city manager.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, it wasn't
At what
5.
time did, and what day did Ms. Van West cancel her appearance tonight?
Like yesterday afternoon, like shortly after the agenda went out, so probably around 5.
And when was she notified of this meeting?
Of this second meeting?
No, not this second, but the one earlier she also missed.
Oh, the closed session one. So the council was informed by staff of this today, of having a meeting today, like around June 4th.
Okay, so that was at least
20
21 days ago, 3
Yeah, it was
weeks
like,
ago.
yeah, it was like.
Did she give a reason?
For today?
And I believe you said you saw her earlier, or somebody said they saw her earlier today as well, right?
I haven't seen her today. I think, yeah, I personally haven't seen her, but there was no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
no real
where
reason.
I'm getting at is that, first of all, I know 5.2 is what we want to visit, the agenda we want to visit tonight. But here's what I propose, if we could, I know we're having a meeting tomorrow, and being that if we just look at 5.2 and make no changes whatsoever, then I believe we can move forward tonight and vote on it. But if I may, I'd like to delay this until tomorrow, because I am going to make some changes, and I'm probably going to add something and request our city council to consider at tomorrow's meeting. Okay, so, well, where I'm getting at is this. I'm having a real hard time understanding why Ms. Van West, we were really, I think that the mayor mainly gave her 3 months. And she acted as if she was going. I did say that she did not admit from the dais, she did not admit to any of those 12 points. I spent the whole night. I told you I pulled the all-nighter and spent the time to, spell out and everything, all the 20 items. And so what I'm thinking is that if, the word reward should go with punishment. Because, if you're rewarded to, to be here, be elected, to represent a district, or as a mayor, we are rewarded to have this job. And if we are going to botch it up, and if we, especially, like I said, my fear is that we're going to have lots of lawsuits coming back, and I'm really, really worried. So tomorrow, I'd like to bring this back, and I will add to it. But what I'm thinking, I don't know if I should be saying any of it tonight, though, so that's why I needed the city attorney to tell me.
Yeah,
because we're not voting on this tonight.
Right. If you want to give direction, you can do that.
Okay.
But if there's something you need to say tonight that we need to prepare for,
Okay. Well, I think what I want is this. And I'm having a hard time because if we censure, I think that Ms. Van West just wanted, and she has done that in the last 2 weeks, or however many days it's been since the time when we spent 5 hours to speak on the subject. She laughed about it as if it was just a joke. So there has to be reward that need to go with punishment. So I believe that operant, if you've heard of operant conditioning, and that was the term that was coined by B.F. Skinner, who believed that we do have such a thing as a mind, but that it is simply more productive to study observable behavior rather than internal mental events. Operant conditioning is a method of learning that occurs through rewards and punishments for behavior. In other words, it is a type of learning in which an individual's behavior is modified by its consequences or the response the behavior gets. The behavior may change in form, frequency, or strength. I do believe that in order for us to not just move along with 5.2, I would like to, in addition, ask that, of course, censure needs to go with sanction. Okay? So I'm going to propose It will not, I won't need to propose right now, but of course, she's been on several boards, so if you could go ahead and do some research and see what boards, and then we can discuss tomorrow. And the other thing is, I'm thinking that for me, when someone just, joke about what she's being censured for, the 20 points, she did not take it very seriously. She didn't take seriously at all because she never referred to the amended agenda. And that is really scary. And so I do believe that I need to research and bring back tomorrow, because I would like our council, I'm going to propose that she takes full responsibility when there's a lawsuit, because you know what, these things, you got to really hit the pocket. Because if as our council pays, that means that our citizens, our constituents pay for her wrongdoing, then she's going to keep doing it. So I would like to turn that around. I'd like Amy Fan West to be responsible fully for any future lawsuits that arise from at least the 20 items that I specifically named in the resolution. Because that's really fair. Why? I mean, if you laugh about it, you want to laugh about it, but when we go to court and we have to face these lawsuits, who is responsible? So obviously, it's not fair for us to take the money out of our coffers, because that really is money for us to serve our citizens. And if we take that money to use it to defend Ms. West, there'll be less money to serve our citizens. So I do believe that if we don't add that part to this item 5.2, to make sure that there's the punishment aspect of this item, then I don't believe we will be successful at changing her behavior. And like I said, I'm not doing this because of my ego. I really don't have an ego I really, really wish that as I said, I don't want to do this, but I need to make sure I protect our city as a whole. I'm not protecting any of us or any of you on this council. I'm trying to protect our citizens, our coffers, the people of this city. So that's what I'm going to add in addition to bringing back, speeding up the censure, and if you can prepare the resolution, and this resolution should be brought back as early as August, the first meeting of August. It shouldn't take you long to prepare it. And when the mayor made it September 11, he already stated very clearly why. It was for the benefit of Ms. West. Obviously, she does not need that much time, because she wasn't going to do anything that we proposed her to do. We wanted her to look at every single item. She did not care to look at it. So it's about time. I hope you all agree with me, but tomorrow we're going to discuss it. I'm only going to add that portion, if I may, and bring this back at the meeting tomorrow.
Vice Mayor, I just want to mention to you that do you want to include a couple of items that Councilmember Mezzo also added to last time?
What was that?
I think we already added.
We already did.
That was already added.
Yeah, but you're talking about the 20 items that you want to make sure that...
Those are all compiled
Okay,
between,
all right,
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, Councilmember Mezzo?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm not going to speak on that right now. I just want to speak on the commitment that we've made to the community to represent the residents here. I had better places to be today. I had our son was in town from Idaho for a memorial service. We had a death in the family just recently, and he was here for that. And I wanted to be with him and drive him to the airport so I can see him as long as I can, because I don't see him very much. But I made a commitment to this community to be here when I'm needed. I served 8 years in the Planning Commission for a lot less stipend. I think I missed maybe 4 meetings. And so far, going on 4 years as a council member, I have not missed a meeting or a special meeting, any closed session, anything. I can't comment to where my colleagues are today because I don't know, and I'm not going to comment on that. All I can say is what I made a commitment to this community. I'm trying my best to make sure I'm there for the community when I'm needed. If we make a commitment, we should do our best to be here and serve our residents. On the topic of one of our speakers mentioned, other city councils, when they, if they have disagreements, they just move on to the next item, which I agree, that's the way it should be. Unfortunately here, with my colleague, when the council does not agree to her motions, it's not natural to go off the next day almost, to go on your social medias and YouTubes and start bashing your council why they did not agree with you. It's a democracy. That's why all committees and boards, councils, they have an odd number. You don't have even numbers because we have a democracy. And sometimes they agree, sometimes they don't, and you just move on to the next one. That's the way it should be. So that's all I got to say for now, Mayor.
Thank you very much. I want to thank you to taking. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your families, invite you and be here with us tonight and discuss about this item. And I do agree with you. Like I stated earlier, I took full responsibility for what I proposed last time, and I realized it doesn't work, so I do agree with you. I just want to go over with you guys a little bit if you guys don't understand. If you don't understand the process is to come back with the resolution. So it doesn't matter what, we still have to come back with the resolution. So that's the reason why if we decided today, we still have to come back with the resolution at the next meeting. And so, and then also that Vice Mayor Ho want to add it, what I just said earlier, and to be fair with with Councilmember West, we wait until tomorrow to have her here with us, so that she can, if she want to rebut on that or she have any defend for herself, then she can do it right there and then. We are being fair to everyone, so we don't want to take advantage over this when she is not here and then try to add another item on top of what we already decided. So I think that process should be considered. So with that, I think that I don't know that the council, I think we have the consensus, and I would like to continue this meeting tomorrow. And I just want to remind you, if you speak today about this item, then tomorrow you can't speak again on that item. So just want to let you know. It's a policy, I don't know, but I was being reminded that if you speak on this item, then because it's going to be continued, When you say it's continue, it's not another meeting. So therefore, you cannot speak twice on the same item. That's the reason. So with that,
Mayor?
Yes.
Could I ask I'm sorry, could I ask if item 5.2 that's going to be moved to tomorrow, could it be the last item? And it should be after, because I feel really bad that people have to stay, if they want to do the oral communication. And if we can let that part go first, otherwise I believe it's going to drag on like 3 or 4 hours. It wouldn't be fair for people to have to stay for just to be able to speak.
If I want to ask City Attorney for your advice.
Yeah, since this is a special meeting and this is what's on the agenda tonight, well, the proper thing, as you mentioned, would be to essentially continue or adjourn the meeting to tomorrow. We could have it at the end, at the conclusion of tomorrow's regular meeting. That would be one way to do it. So I would need a motion and a
To
second.
be honest with you, I don't want to wait until the end of the meeting tomorrow to do this. But I'd like to adjourn this meeting because we also have the closed item to talk about. So I want to adjourn this meeting and to continue special meeting at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
10
Whether
p.m.
we are at 10 o'clock tomorrow, yes.
10 p.m.
Because we are going to have a meeting tomorrow from 6 until whenever it's done, right? This item is going to be continue for the meeting. So unless we are going to do the.
Yeah, you could do it. If you state a time, 10 p.m., we could do that.
What if we finish?
What about earlier?
If you want to set an earlier time, you could do that.
Because we also have, when I said that we continue this special meeting until tomorrow, we have 2 items that we are talking about. This item here, which is open, and then the closed session item.
Yeah.
So there are 2 to be continued tomorrow. So what about if I want to continue that item tomorrow, continue special meeting tomorrow at 8 o'clock?
Yes, we could do that.
Okay, if that's the case, I want to move it to 8 o'clock.
Mayor?
So, yes.
I think we owe to the people to explain why we're continuing the other item, which is the closed session one.
For the closed section one, do you want to?
I'm just saying the why are we,
I don't think that we are allowed to disclose to the public about the closed
City
session
Attorney?
item.
Yeah, that's a potential litigation item, so we wouldn't want to go into that.
We need everybody here, is that right? Is that why?
That was the discussion by the council.
Well,
Have
tomorrow
everybody
we
there.
are having a regular meeting, so it start at 5. We already start at 5, so, I hope that everyone will be here at 8, right? They are not, I just hope that every council are going to be here at 8.
So I think, so from what I'm hearing, I'm going to put my clerk hat on again, but from what I'm hearing is that, so we have our regular meeting tomorrow with closed session being at 5 p.m.
Right.
We have our regular meeting open session at 6 p.m.
Right.
And it sounds like this city council, you want to adjourn the special meeting to tomorrow. So it's an adjourned special meeting to tomorrow at 8 p.m.
At 8
So
p.m.
what would happen during that time? I think this is really for logistics purposes at this point, is you will go into your regular meeting at 6.
6.
And then when it gets to the 8 o'clock point, you'll take a recess from the regular meeting. You go into your special adjourned meeting
Right.
At 8 p.m., take care of that business, and once that meeting's adjourned, then you jump back into your regular meeting.
Exactly.
And if
Exactly
city
that
attorney,
what
if you can.
Yeah, and you could do the closed session at the end if you wanted. It's kind of, but exactly. You would
Okay.
adjourn the regular meeting, go into the special
And then go
meeting.
back to the
Then come back.
open session and then do the closed session at the end. Okay. Well,
fine.
that's probably what we want to do. So
Yeah.
at this time, I would like to adjourn the meeting adjourn special meeting to the tomorrow meetings at 8 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
Correctly stated?
For both of those
All right.
items.
So thank you very much. Meeting adjourned, and
Let's vote on that, though.
Oh, we have to vote on that?
Yeah, vote on that.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second.
Motion to move to adjourn this special meeting to the 8 o'clock tomorrow.
I second.
Okay.
I have a
So-
motion.
Yes.
I have a
please.
motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Vice Mayor Ho. This is to adjourn the special meeting to tomorrow at 8 p.m.
All right.
Okay, and to be clear, for the open session item only and one closed session anticipated litigation.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
I'll go ahead
Thank
and
you.
call roll.
Yes, please.
Councilmember Monzo,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho,
Yes.
and Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
3-0, motion carried.
Again, thank you all for coming out and speak your mind, and we value your input, and have a great night.